Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show, where you'll find health and fitness inspiration, motivation, and information shared in 15-minute episodes. Tune in while getting a move on to make leading and enjoying the benefits of a healthy lifestyle almost too easy. It's the Fit 15. And now your host, Catherine Basu.
Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show. I'm your host, Catherine Basu. And today on the Fit 15, we have an awesome, well-educated expert who is not a doctor, but a lawyer. And if you're listening to that and getting a little nervous because you're a business owner or entrepreneur and you have some legal things you need to sort out, I have great news for you if you live in Los Angeles that will be revealed a little later in today's interview. But my hint is going to be to head on over to the show notes as soon as you hear my voice saying that. So I guess right now to take advantage of something great happening here on June 1st, 2018 in LA. But I digress. Let me get to today's interview and my guest, Shivani Honwad, who is a lawyer, as I mentioned, and the founder of the law firm of Shivani Honwad LLC, which she started in 2014 after working in the public and private sectors and clerking for the chief judge of the family court of Delaware upon graduating from law school. She focuses primarily on immigration and business law for creative entrepreneurs and small businesses, primarily in the fashion, tech, travel, and entertainment realms. Shivani is a passionate advocate for human rights and dedicates part of her practice to these efforts. She successfully lobbied to amend Delaware's state laws to provide better protections to juvenile victims of prostitution and is actively advocating for improved transparency in the modeling industry in New York City. She has served on the Young Executive Board of the NOMI Network, the Young Professionals Board of Girls Educational and Mentoring Services, GEMS, and has been a member of the New York State Anti-Trafficking Coalition. She's also been a member of the South Asian Bar Association of New York, serving as the Vice President of Public Interest in 2015, and was nominated as the 2017 Pro Bono Attorney of the Year. As a graduate of New York University's Stern School of Business and founder of a few companies and ventures, Shivani understands what it takes for entrepreneurs and companies to be successful and thus blends her passion and expertise to help people achieve their dreams. Welcome to the podcast, Shivani. It's so exciting to have you as my guest today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So I met you through watching a Facebook Live video where you're giving a talk that was really inspiring. So it's funny how our internet world works, right?
Yeah.
So what I love that you were talking about is that even though the panel, I'm forgetting what the exact panel was on, but this was not, I don't think, the main topic, but I kind of tuned in when you were talking about the importance of self-care and how fitness is a big part of that for you. So could you talk about how you fit a workout into your busy schedule, being a lawyer and bi-coastal and all that?
Sure. So the panel was on owning your unique brand, just to say that. It was at the Riveter in LA, and done in conjunction with Lean In Los Angeles. So working out is extremely important to me as an entrepreneur. My whole philosophy is if you don't work, your business won't work, especially if you're solo or don't have a partner or anything. But even if you do have a partner, you want to be in good health to be there for your partner. Mm-hmm. So the way I do it is I stop taking lunch meetings and I have every lunch hour blocked off on my schedule. And that's my me time. And that's usually when I go to the gym, work out, whatever it may be. Sometimes there's workout classes that are in the evenings or mornings, so I do adjust accordingly. But pretty much every day, I just have that 1 hour of lunch. That's my time to make sure that I do something for myself. And I love boxing personally. Mm-hmm. As an attorney, there's a lot of stressful situations. So I love being able to get out all my emotions, my stress, my aggressions, and also get a good workout in at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And have you always had that as part of your routine as an attorney, or how has that changed or, over the time that you've been in that role?
Definitely not. When I was working in a firm in New York City, I had zero time for myself, barely any time to sleep or eat or do anything else. Mm-hmm. And so working out was just running between courtrooms was my workout at that time. Mm-hmm. but I definitely saw the toll it took on me in terms of maintaining a healthy lifestyle, of not having a proper workout schedule or doing something that I enjoyed as like my outlet. Working out for me is a stress reliever as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been, having that included into my schedule is also a big benefit in that way too. So it was something when I was first starting my company, I admit that I didn't prioritize it because there's always so many things to do in my law firm, and my to-do list was always growing, never shortening.
Sure.
So I never kind of made this a priority. And then I hate to admit it, but I did fall extremely sick, and it just made me kind of reevaluate that I need to take better care of myself. And so working out was part of that. Getting more sleep was also part of that. And it just makes me more efficient to have that 1 hour mental break or whatever it may be from my work to come back to it and to take it on with some more energy.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, as someone who's been involved in fitness in some way since, I didn't really like it when I was in gym class in elementary school, but it's been like part of my life since middle school through running. But what I found is that, I just really want to help more people start or get back into it, because even though, like you said, we kind of think we have this huge to-do list and why would we want to add something else on, but it can actually, like you said, make us more effective and productive, which not a lot of people know until they experience it, right? So
Exactly.
So do you have any tips for people maybe that are listening and they're still at that point where they have this huge to-do list, and they're, how could they maybe get started going from that feeling of overwhelm and not wanting to add something to getting going like you were able to do?
So you have to find out what works for you. I know people that if they don't work out in the morning, it doesn't happen. And some people, it's the last thing they want to do before going to bed. So it depends on what kind of workout you want to do and when you're going to have energy to do it. Because if you're just going to go at the gym and just stare at yourself in the mirror and just look at the weights, that's not really an effective workout. So you want to make sure you have some energy to at least tackle a decent workout. So that's all based on, if you're a morning person, a night person, whatever that is and whatever's best for you. And it doesn't have to be an hour. You can start small.
If your version of starting small has been to commit to getting moving for 15 minutes during my podcast episodes, you rock. And that was your halfway point reminder. You want to turn around now. All right, back to Shivani.
You can start with like 15, 20 minutes. You can, if you have calls to do, start by taking those walking. Just add some sort of movement into your day so you're not just sitting at a desk or behind your computer all day. If it's your call to your family, your friends, like walk around the block while you do that, or walk around a park. So that's a way to incorporate some movement and also still get kind of that physical activity and mental break at the same time from what you're working on, because you really do need that space and that break from your project. Otherwise, you're really just going to reach burnout.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. And I guess I'd love to ask you more about getting into boxing. Like how did that become your thing? And do you have any tips for people that feel like that's an exciting thing, but they haven't tried that yet to get started?
My friend and I, actually my college roommate and I started going when we were in college, like 10 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
We just wanted to get in shape for spring break, and one of our friends was at this boxing gym, so we got a really good deal. So we just went, and broke college kids, so whatever's affordable.
Right.
We just went and joined and loved it. And I just kind of got into it then, and then since then have been doing it on and off whenever I get a chance to. And now I just kind of built it into my workout. Running is great. I'm just not a natural born runner. I don't love it. I do it to stay in shape, but I don't get up and I'm like, I'm going to go running today. This is awesome. So, but, going into the gym and being like, okay, I'm going to hit something today. That excites me. I'm not a violent person by any means. So I'm not trying to punch people in real life, but I do like, just kind of the action of punching or kicking a boxing bag is just kind of fun. So it depends on your personality and what interests you in terms of a workout. But I also like, boxing, it's really great that you're able to include high intensity exercises in there as well. So you can, in between circuits or whatever, you can include push-ups, jumping jacks, squats. So it's really a good total body workout where you just feel yourself improving in strength, endurance. You feel yourself getting stronger. I mean, when I first started, I remember after I had a break in working out, first started again a couple months ago, and just my push-ups and seeing those dents in my triceps now. My cousin told me the other day that I motivated her to get off her knees and just start doing regular push-ups and do as many as she can.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that you can see those kind of results, and that's motivated me to keep going as well. So like the thing with working out is, sometimes it's hard at the beginning to see results right away, but once you make it a habit, you'll see results over time. So that's why just starting wherever you are and with whatever time you have, if it's 10, 15 minutes at the beginning, that'll increase over time where you'll make it more of a habit and part of your routine.
Yeah, I love that. Giving yourself the permission to start small, right? Instead of having to accomplish this huge amount of time at the gym getting started.
Yeah.
And I also love how you shared that, especially when you first started talking about the best time is kind of the time for you, but also the workout that would work for you, and not putting the pressure on yourself that, if you're just getting started, like I have to have this perfect workout routine, that someone said is the ideal workout. It can be something that you enjoy and you can still get a benefit.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different, and what works for someone is not going to always work for you. So just definitely do what works for you. Don't focus on what everyone else is doing.
Love that. And I do love your shout out for push-ups, because I feel like I used to hate push-ups personally, and then, as I started actually doing them, I found they have a huge benefit, and so definitely encourage listeners to give them a try. They're not that bad. They have more benefits than annoyance when you really get to do them, right?
Yes. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I'm this push-up machine, but I can do a couple now.
Well, I think too, what people don't realize is that, if you're doing them on your hands, you're able to engage your core a lot more than on your knee. So it can actually be, very efficient fitness move for more of your body than you would expect by, usually we think it's just for our chest, right? So definitely worth doing.
Yes.
So awesome. And I guess one thing, navigating going from East Coast, West Coast, and then also along the East Coast, do you have any tips for staying motivated and with the travel and different time zones that you could share with listeners who might be in the same position as you with that?
I don't know if I have tips. My friends joke, and my family too, actually, and they call me the Energizer Bunny. So I'm just honestly so driven by being passionate about what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what keeps me going, and that's what gets me out of bed every morning. I love the clients I work with. I love being able to be this advocate for people that are traditionally non-represented. They don't seek legal help. A lot of my clients are female founders, and they don't always know that they need a lawyer for their business needs and things like that. So I really love being that advocate and to help people kind of pursue their dreams in their way of, like, whether it's an entrepreneur, a new business, new venture, whatever it may be. So that's kind of what keeps me going, because I do have affiliate partners that are of counsel. I have some associates part-time that I work with, but at the end of the day, it's my firm and everything goes through me. Mm-hmm. So I need to be the one getting out of bed every day and working as hard as I possibly can, because otherwise nothing else would work. And, my clients really depend on me. So that's what keeps me going. So it's not necessarily a tip. I'm just driven by what I'm passionate about. So if any advice at all, I would say make sure whatever venture you're launching, that you're passionate about it, because you're going to be living, breathing, sleeping it. So If you're not into it, you'll never be successful, because you'll be bored of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, great. That's great advice that applies to the business world and our fitness world as well, right? That you have to be passionate about what you're doing to stay motivated. So definitely love that. So speaking on that point, you actually have something coming up in LA that could help our entrepreneurial listeners.
Yes. So a couple of my colleagues and I formed the Legal Unicorn Society. Mm-hmm. And basically it's a collective of like-minded lawyers we're not trying to be the big firm that have these condescending lawyers. We're trying to be your ally through your legal issues and really help you succeed. So as part of that, we're setting up this basically business boot camp for entrepreneurs and small businesses. And our tagline for that is wellness for you and your business.
Love it.
So we have workshops throughout the day on legal, finance and accounting, marketing and branding. And then we have wellness kind of breakout sessions interspersed throughout the day as well.
Super cool. Super cool. So we definitely have to check that out. I have a few friends I'm going to tag to try to get them out there. And that's happening the end of this week, right? So on Friday, June 1st.
Yes. And so I'm happy to offer any of your listeners 3 free tickets. Whoever's the first to respond, they can just contact either Legal Unicorn Society and mention this podcast, or Shivani at shivanilaw.com and mention this podcast. And the first 3 people to respond, I will comp their tickets.
Super generous of you. And like you said, I mean, that's being a business owner. There's so many legal things that, it can be very stressful, and it would help our overall health and wellness to have some guidance. So I'm excited and grateful that you're offering that to my listeners.
Yeah, of course. We just want to spread the word to get as many people there as possible, just so people understand what they even need to set up a business and make it successful.
Awesome. Well, before we started recording, I mentioned that I do have some morning clients, but I'm going to try to make it out as well. So hopefully maybe get to connect with some listeners, get to meet you in person, which will be awesome too.
Yay!
So for people that aren't going to be in LA the end of this week, how can they stay in touch with you and learn more about what you're doing and maybe get some guidance of their own?
Sure. My website is www.shivanilaw.com. So you can contact me through there, and it's going through a revamp right now, but it should launch the next few weeks here.
Awesome.
All of those events and things like that will be on there. I also have a personal website, ShivaniHonwad.com, and I'm trying to list all the events that are coming up that I'm a part of on there as well. So that's another way, if you don't need legal help, but you just want some other advice or whatever it is, that's another way to contact me.
Awesome. Well, I really enjoyed having you share your insights and a little bit of your fitness journey with us and how that's been a part of your business journey as well. And excited to get to meet you later this week. And thanks for being a guest.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Fit 15. For show notes and more, visit fitarmadillo.com/podcast. See you next time.
Hi friends, it's Catherine, and if you listened to yesterday's episode, you heard me allude to the fact that Friday, June 1st, 2018, this coming Friday, is going to be a big date for several reasons, and the third one was revealed today in Shivani's interview, which is that great event for business owners and entrepreneurs. It's happening this Friday, June 1st, 2018, in Los Angeles, technically in Santa Monica. I'm going to be a guest there after I see my amazing Friday morning clients, who some of whom anyways are listeners of the podcast. So I do love you guys, but that's why I'm not changing our appointments, but I will be a guest. Would love to see you there. I'm excited to meet Shivani in person. And then if you haven't been listening, there's 2 other things happening on this Friday that are not limited to LA. So one is the giveaway for Mia Moran's Flow Planner is ending. So if you did not enter to win that, head on over to the show notes to find Mia Moran's episode and episode-specific show notes so you can go and enter. And as yesterday's guest mentioned, it is the start of a great summer program that's free for parents and kids to try out, organized by Marathon Kids, a nonprofit. So you want to go and head on over to their website on June 1st as well. So I hope you're getting excited for June and winning some prizes, meeting some great people in person, and or getting started with running and or walking a marathon and learning more about your children. Thanks so much for listening. If you subscribe to the podcast, I will chat with you again tomorrow. Bye.